The federal government has been almost absent in addressing the issues of our cities, whether it's the issue of poverty, work and opportunity, bolstering the middle class and working families, the investments that need to be made with respect to housing, infrastructure. It is absolutely criminal that the federal government has failed to address those issues. The federal government talks a good game about Homeland Security. They talk a lot about first responders and the need for first responders in our cities to be prepared, to gather the kind of intelligence to prevent a terrorist attack from occurring in the first place. And yet, cities like Los Angeles are constantly struggling with the federal government to get the resources we need to provide that security. There are a number of very successful efforts here in the city of Los Angeles that can and should be replicated. Our effort, as I said, to green and clean our city. We recycle 62% of our trash, more than any big city in the nation. We are committed to cleaning and greening our port, the nation's largest port. We're focused on education and public safety, but without those partnerships, without a real commitment on the part of the federal government to fund these efforts, cities don't have the resources. I think the fact that the federal government has failed to address the crisis of health care in the United States has put a real burden on cities. The fact that they have failed to reform our immigration system has really hurt cities. Cities like Los Angeles, where 46% of our city is foreign-born. We believe here in Los Angeles that the federal government has a responsibility to fix this broken system, to secure our borders, but to also provide a pathway for citizenship for these people. One of the criticisms that LA leaders have had with the federal government is the fact that we don't get our fair share here in the state of California. That in California, the amount of money we pay in taxes, we get very little, 79% of the money that we pay back. We're at close to the bottom in the nation in terms of the ratio between what we pay in taxes and what we get back in federal programs and federal dollars. That's something that needs to change, make no mistake about that. Cities are leading the way on so many issues. The issue of climate change is a perfect example, where some 800 cities have signed on to the Kyoto Accords, and the federal government has done absolutely nothing to move ahead in support of Kyoto. I think most of the innovation that's occurring in the nation is occurring in our cities, and that's true for housing, homelessness, education, where mayors are taking more of an active role in our schools. I think mayors and cities are cutting a new path, if you will, with respect to many of these issues because of the failure of the federal government to respond to many of these very, very important challenges that cities face. I can tell you that I am supporting Senator Clinton because she's got a real plan to address universal health care. She is focused on the challenges and problems that we face in our cities. She understands the need to invest in infrastructure in cities across the nation. She's clear about the fact that you can't just talk about securing the nation and not provide cities with the resources they need to be adequate first responders. I think if you talk about what president has really focused on an agenda that lifts up our cities, that invests in the people of our cities, without question you have to talk about Lyndon Baines Johnson, his war on poverty, his effort to revitalize our cities during the 1960s was an effort and is a template for what we can and should do to support cities across the nation.